Do you have a message that you really want to write about for a picture book? This episode's for you. Welcome to the Journey to KidLit podcast, episode number 11. Welcome to the Journey to KidLit podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Van Sickle, and each week on the show, we'll discuss what it takes to write, publish, and market your kids' book. Let's get started. This episode is brought to you by the Ultimate Writing Binder, the #1 resource all children's book writers need to go from idea to finished kids' book. To learn more, visit journeytokidlit.com/ultimate writing binder. Hey there, and welcome to the Journey to KidLit podcast. As always, I'm your host, Brooke Van Sickle, and today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of insight into me as an author, and that is about message-driven picture books. I know you like to write them. I like to write them. It's probably why you got started writing children's books in the first place. It's how I got started. So we're going to talk about why it's not necessarily a good thing to want to do this. So 5 years ago, I wanted to write children's books, and I had a passion for bullying and for just body image and acceptance and self-love and all these things, all these issues. And what I did was I wrote a book. It was called, it was like a spinoff of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it was about a Snow White character who had 7 sorority sisters of all these different shapes. It did not get published. It is not a book. And the reason it didn't get published is because it was clearly trying to tell a message. It didn't really have a story. And so that is the key takeaway here. If you want to write a story and involve a message, that's totally fine. You can do that. But what you need to do, though, is you need to have a story. And the way you do that is you find a character. So you need to find the person that's going to be your champion of your book. Who is this story about? What do we need to know about them? You still need to build a full character in your story, even if it is a message, and even if you do want to just tell somebody something. So how do you do that? Well, obviously, we have lots of links for you on journeytokidlit.com. Check out the post page for here, journeytokidlit.com/podcast/episode 11. It'll have all the links for you to find. There's also a bunch of character cards in the Ultimate Writing Binder. If you don't have that, it's the best resource filled with worksheets to get you set up and to write a book. So you should check that out. But otherwise, you just really need to know, who is your character? Who are they? Like, what's their personality? What's their background? How's their family dynamic? What do they have that makes them unique? What don't they like about them, their lives, themselves? Like, what's been happening? What's been going on? They're 5 years old. They've had 5 years under their belt. What happened during that time? That's how you build it. You don't have to put any of that in your story. You just have to know about it as the author, because that's how you build a relatable person that kids can connect to. And so as you're doing that, I need you to be thinking, is my story a person? Is it about a person's life? Or is it just a placeholder? Because if your character can be just replaced with any old human, any old person, that is not a character, my friends. That is a 2-dimensional, paper-thin little placeholder, and that is not going to be worth it. So that would be my suggestion for you. If you have a message on your heart, you're really, really trying to write this children's book, and you want children to understand this kindness, bravery, courage, whatever, like, make sure you have a story. That is the key. So if you don't have a story, you don't have a book. You can still have a message, pull your theme throughout, end it with a nice little bow. It's going to be great. But the reason you'll have a reader and a reader for life is if you have a story. And if you want any help with writing, getting tips on how to write a children's book, go to journeytokidlit.com and be sure to check everything out. And I would like you to please subscribe to our channel, because we do post new podcasts every so often. And while you're there, leave me a review and let me know what you thought of today's episode. And if you'd like to make a suggestion for future episodes, be sure to reach out to me via Twitter or shoot me an email. And as always, happy writing.